Hi Year 11, this is the next video in your revision and you're preparing for your GCSEs. The core content revision, part of the 4, we're going to look at brain dumps today. So remember, students have this bank of well-practiced revision. You might have your preference, you might have started to work out which ones you like overall, but trying to have a go at all of them is going to really help you work out and narrow down which one works best for you. Remember, the whole aim of this is to get your long-term memory and everything well embedded. So the sensory memory into short-term, that practice, rehearsal really embeds it, ready for your recall, and then goes back into your long-term memory. Student revision guide, remember this is online. You have access to this so you can check it out. It's on the website and there is a QR code in this revision planner. On the website, you can also find your extras for your exam timetable, subject revision resources, and your exam guidelines. So today's session is on brain dumps. This strategy helps you to see what information you've already retained. Choose a topic, pull out a blank of sheet paper, write down everything you can remember, then compare your notes to what's important, what information you remembered, and what you've forgotten to include. Pretty much that's the whistle-stop tour. So break down into your 5 steps. Step 1, identify your knowledge. Step 2, write it down. Step 3, organise that information. Step 4 is your check understanding. And step 5, store and compare. We're going to go through that in a little bit more detail to help you understand each step more clearly, and then hopefully you can have a go. So step 1, as in all of the other revision sessions, you have that step 1 to identify the knowledge. Which topic are you going to look at today? Where are you going to find that information from? So with your previous session on revision and flashcards, looking at your knowledge organisers and your checklist, what are you confident with? What do you need to work on? Revision guides with pages that you really struggle with. Is there something that's been highlighted by your teacher or on Tassomai Tree? Step 2. Write it down. So take that big piece of paper and write down as much as you want. You can use any format you want. It is entirely up to you, whether it's a more of a mind map or you've segmented your page and your sheet into different quadrants, bullet points, lists. It's again entirely up to you. Images, no images, purely your own preference. Try and do as much as you can and try and focus on not looking at any revision guides, any prompts, any notes, anything like that. But the most important thing really is to give yourself that timer, that 10 minutes, purely jotting down, writing down as much as you can, and don't go over. Step 3, organise information. Once you've completed, you cannot remember anymore. You're at that point. Use different colours to highlight, underline words in groups, themes, topics. The purpose of highlighting is to draw your attention to important information in that text. So if you look on the right hand side, there's some tips for highlighting your notes. So yellow you might use for your main idea, green for key terms, ideas, pink might be things or terms or dates, things like that. Blue might be your titles, chapters, headings, etc. Avoid highlighting too much information, no more than half the page in total. Too much highlighting makes your notes unlegible. Step 4, check understanding. So at this point, compare your brain dump to your knowledge organiser, your book, you check your understanding, your revision guide, etc. Add at this point any key information that you have missed. Words, dates, titles, characters, use a different colour. Ideally pink pen, then you can see it pop from the page and you can add on extra bits. On the screen is 2 examples of your books that I've taken. And you can see how that sort of brain dump style has already started. And on the right, they've added extra detail in. A bit like you would after doing a retrieval practice in class. Add that pink pen to things you've missed, that extra detail. Step 5, keep it safe. Somewhere safe in your revision guide, in your pile. Somewhere you're not going to lose it, please. I mean, if you're organised, like I know some of you are, you've probably got a big folder with a little slip in each bit for each topic, each subject you're doing. That's an ideal place, somewhere safe. This is so you can review it either the next day, the next week, the next month, etc. When you go back over it though, next time, attempt the same topic and try and complete the same amount of information, but this time in a shorter period of time. Trying to get that retrieval practice down, and the pink pen will be less. That way you can see what you've recalled and what areas you still need to focus on. Lastly, I want to leave you with Unjaded Jade. So from YouTube, you can have a look at this in your own time. This is where Jade is reviewing, I suppose, this technique. She calls it the blurting technique, which is the same thing as we've been discussing, the brain dump. And then some quotes from past year 11s. We've got, I did this for all the characters in Inspector Calls and it helped to build my confidence ready for the exam. Brain dump showed me how much I could recall and what I still need to work on. Thanks year 11. Good luck with brain dumps. I'd like to see some examples. Take care.